So that's it. It's come and gone. The NFL draft is officially over. What are we taking away from it? What happened this weekend? Are the Jaguars better? Are they worse? Or are they about the same? Well, they're definitely better in some areas. We have our quarterback of the future. I have talked about it again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And I'm going to stop talking about it because we already all know the answer. Yeah, we have the quarterback we've been waiting for 20 years. And that alone gives this draft an A+. We no longer have to suffer in quarterback purgatory because of Mr. Trevor Lawrence. And that, again, enough is reason to celebrate. As for the rest of this draft, Travis Etienne. I made a video the night after the first round, and I really didn't know how to feel about that. But I got to tell you, after sleeping on it, what's it been? 4 days, 3 days, whatever. After a couple sleeps, I feel a little bit better about it. And I ain't going to lie, I feel a little bit better about it. Because what is a quarterback's best friend, especially a rookie quarterback's best friend? A good running game. And with James Robinson and Travis Etienne, there is no reason why this team should not be, minimum top 10 rushing in the NFL. No reason. I know Travis Etienne is a good player. I don't have to worry about that. My concern was that we were spending the 25th pick on a position that we didn't necessarily have to address, that we didn't need to address, that James Robinson was sufficient enough at that position. However, 2, I guess, is always better than 1 in most instances. And the Jaguars should have a beast running game now with both those guys in the backfield. And Trevor Lawrence should have that to lean on heavily, which is great. So you know what? I'm cool with it. Now, I will say, when Urban Meyer admitted that Kadarius Toney was the apple of his eye and of our draft room's eye, and that they were all heartbroken when the Giants took him 5 spots ahead of us, kind of broke my heart too, because I've been talking about the Jags getting Kadarius Toney at 25 for the last 2-3 months. Live and learn, I guess. I mean, they moved up at the end of this draft to get some pass rusher from a school I'd never heard of. Why couldn't you have done that for Toney? Whatever. Wide receiver isn't a desperate need on this team. And now we have a 2-headed monster at running back with Travis Etienne and James Robinson. So I can't complain. Not gonna complain. However, I will complain about the second round. I will complain about the second round heavily because I get that at one point Tyson Campbell, and I get that Walker Little at one point was very highly touted. The man has not played in almost 2 years. We just franchise tagged Cam Robinson. Jawan Taylor is only in his 3rd year after spending a high second round pick on him. Walker Little will not contribute to this football team barring injury. You don't spend that high draft capital on a guy who isn't going to contribute right away. I don't like that. Walker Little could be a great left tackle. He could be Tony Baselli Jr. Great. Awesome. He definitely looks the part. The dude looks huge. He looks like a left tackle. But Cam Robinson's the tackle right now. And if Walker Little beats him out and he's the left tackle, why did we tag Cam? Why are we paying him $14 million? I wanted the Georgia pass rusher when the board was falling at that 45th pick. I wanted Azeez Ojulari at that 45 pick because you guys, outside of Josh Allen and K'Lavon Chaisson, this team does not have pass rushers. This team needs pass rushers. And we do not have that outside of those two. We had a prime opportunity to get one, but instead we took a tackle that hasn't played in 2 years. So, not happy about that. I know the upside, the potential, the whatever. I'm not happy about it. The Tyson Campbell pick, I mean, I've heard people say, well, he was supposed to be a first rounder, fell to the second. You just spent the 9th overall pick on a corner last year. You just gave Shaquem Griffin a bunch of money. Shaquille, I'm sorry. You just gave him a bunch of money. You brought back Sidney Jones, who was probably our best corner last year. You brought back Trey Herndon. I get our secondary was piss poor last season. Would not have spent the 33rd pick on a corner. Absolutely not. I would have rather them go Elijah Moore. Now, I know I was pounding the table for Trayvon Moehrig. I would have been okay with Christian Barmore. However, this is where I'm going to get a little positive. In the 3rd round, Andre Cisco, the safety that they got, I did not know who he was when we picked him. As I'm sure all you experts out there have picked up, I am not a huge college football watcher. I'm not. I am much more of an NFL fan and guy than I am college. I follow college very loosely, only around draft time to see who the Jags could get. Just being transparent with you. Andre Cisco, though, from what I've seen, it's kind of a beast. I actually really like the value that we got him at. I'm very happy with that pick after going back and watching some of his stuff. Another guy that I'm really happy with, I hope I'm saying his name right, Jay Afele, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Big defensive tackle from USC, big Samoan guy. Tyson Alualu didn't want to play for us, but we got another Samoan to come and fill that spot. And the dude looks like a big nasty. The dude, he looks like he's pretty stout against the run, and he ain't too bad at pass rushing. One of his highlights, he almost killed Justin Herbert. He totally blew up the left tackle, and he hit Justin Herbert right in the knee. And if Justin Herbert hadn't planted his other leg in the certain way that he did, he would have totally snapped his leg. So I thought that was kind of funny. And then I'm trying to think, I didn't write anything down. I'm just talking. I like the value there instead of going Barmore or Moehrig earlier. I think we got good value later in the 3rd and 4th, so I'm okay with that. However, this team continues to neglect the tight end position. We drafted a guy out of Ohio State in the 6th round, who's a nobody, who will not contribute, who will not do anything for us. I hope I watch this video back one day and laugh at myself for how wrong I was. I can't even remember the dude's name because I stopped following the draft after the 5th round. Because I really wanted Brevin Jordan, and then whenever the Texans picked him 2 picks after us, I was like, screw it, I'm done. So I just kind of stopped following it. I know that we did get the Georgia Tech wide receiver, Jeremy Camp, which I think that dude has a lot of potential. Also, Dylan Moses, linebacker from Alabama. Now, I had never heard of him, but when the undrafted period had started, I see all over Twitter, all over Instagram, everyone's talking about Dylan Moses. I can't believe the Jags got Dylan Moses. That's a steal of the draft, blah, 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 blah. Who's this guy? Never heard of him. Apparently, he was at one point considered to be a first-round talent before suffering I believe it's just an ACL injury or just a knee injury, and he still went undrafted. Dude's pretty good. From what I have seen, dude's pretty good. And that's awesome. That's awesome. I'm more excited about that than pretty much everything that we did after the defensive tackle from Southern Cal. Just want my honest opinion. Overall, I will give this draft, after sleeping on it, If you would have asked me on Saturday what I thought of this draft, I would say Trevor A, the rest of it like D, because I wasn't happy. If you asked me today on Monday afternoon, I give the draft I give it a B minus. I give it a B minus. I think Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne will be on this team for a long time. I think they'll be stalwarts on this team for a long time. Love that, obviously. First round picks who aren't busts. Really like the Cisco pick. I think he is going to be our opening day starter at safety. I think Afele is going to be, I don't know if he'll start. He probably won't start. But I think he will be contributing. Like week 1, he will make a play where we go, that guy. Yep, there he is, making a play. Maybe on like a 3rd and 1 play where he stuffs a run or something. Like, we will notice that from him. Again, and then Walker Little, the jury's out. I mean, I guess, God forbid, like Cam Robinson tears his ACL week 1, and then he comes out there and then Trevor's untouched all season, then great. But as of right now, in my opinion, for this current state of this team, it's a waste of a pick. That's just me. And then the Tyson Campbell pick, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Show me something. Show me something. I mean, like, I get, like, he was kind of highly touted and he fell, but not at 33. Not at 33 for me. Jury's out. So a lot of jury's out, a lot of great, a lot of good, a lot of and then we'll see. But at the end of the day, you guys, it's just a matter of waiting until these guys actually get out on the field to see how they do. The jury's always out on every draft. And you know what? There are plenty of times where I wanted the guy. When the Jaguars drafted Leonard Fournette, I put myself into a food coma that night from celebrating. And look where that's ended up. So you never know who's going to be what. It's just a total wait-and-see game. And I'll be there, good or bad. DTWD. Go Jags.